10th Standard History, 8th Lesson, Nationalism, Gandhian Phase. Under that, part 2, we are going to see about it. In the part 1, we have seen about evolution of Gandhi, Satyagraha as a strategy in South Africa, Gandhi's early Satyagraha in India, Rowlatt Act, Khilafat movement, etc. Now we are going to see about in this second part, that is the struggle for Purna Swaraj and launch of civil disobedient movement. Salt Satyagraha, Round Table Conference 1, 2, 3, and Communal Award and Pune Pact. We are going to see in the part 2 of the nationalism Gandhian phase. First, the struggle for Purna Swaraj and launch of civil disobedient movement. Some congressmen were not satisfied with the Dominion status and wanted to demand complete independence for India. In the Congress session held in Lahore in December 1929 with Jawaharlal Nehru as the president, Purna Swaraj was declared as the goal in the Lahore session in December 1929. It was also decided to boycott the Round Table Conference and launch civil disobedient movement. 26th January 1930 was declared as the Independent Day, and a pledge was taken all over the country to attain Purna Swaraj non-violently through civil disobedience, including non-payment of taxes. That is, on January 26, 1930, Congress people declared that they got the full independence, and pledge was taken by the Congress people. That is, they said, we attained Purna Swaraj without violently through civil disobedience and including non-payment of taxes. The Indian National Congress authorized Gandhiji to launch the movement. So Indian National Congress came to the conclusion to Gandhiji to launch the movement. Now we'll see about the Salt Satyagraha. That is a charter of demands presented to the Lord Irwin in 1930. That is, through the Salt Satyagraha movement, they demanded, that is, Indians demanded whatever they needed, they said to the Lord Irwin. That is, reduction of expenditure on army, introduction of total prohibition of liquor should be abolished, reductions of the expenditure on the army expenditure should be reduced, release of all political prisoners, political people who were in the prison, they have to release. Then reduction of land revenue by 50%. That is, land revenue should be reduced by 50%. Abolition of Salt Satyagraha. So these are the needed created by the Congress people. They given to the Lord Irwin. When the Viceroy did not respond to the Charter of Demands, Gandhiji launched the civil disobedient movement. So whatever they needed by the Indians, that given to the Viceroy, that is Lord Irwin, it was not accepted. So Gandhiji launched the civil disobedient movement. At the break of dawn on 12th March 1930, Gandhiji set out from Sabarmati Ashram with 78 followers. So he marched from the Sabarmati Ashram with 78 followers. The procession became larger and larger when hundreds joined them along the march. At the age of 61, Gandhi covered a distance of 241 miles in 24 days to reach Dundee at sunset on 5th April 1930. So Gandhiji walked 241 miles at the age of 61 between 24 days, and he reached the April 5th, 1930 at Dundee. The next morning, he took up a lump of salt, breaking the salt law. Through this, he took the salt from the seashore and he broken the salt law. Salt Satyagraha in provinces. In Tamil Nadu, C. Rajaji led a similar salt march from Trichy to Vedaranyam. And also, salt marches took place in Kerala, Andhra Pradesh, and West Bengal. In the northwest frontier provinces, Salt Satyagraha was led by Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan. Gandhiji was arrested at midnight and sent to Yerawada jail. Jawaharlal Nehru, Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan and other leaders immediately arrested. When Gandhiji was arrested and he was in the prison Yerawada jail, immediately Jawaharlal Nehru, Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan and also other leaders were immediately arrested. Soon other forms of protest such as boycott of foreign cloth, picketing of liquor shops, that is protested against the liquor shops, non-payment of taxes, breaking of forest laws, etc. were adopted. Women, peasants, tribals, students, even children and all sections participated in the nationwide struggle. It was the biggest mass movement. Round Table Conference. In the mid of movement, the first Roundtable Conference was held at London in November 1930. Ramsay MacDonald, the British Prime Minister, proposed a federal government with provincial autonomy. The Congress did not attend it as its leader were in jail. The conference closed without any decision on the question. So, in the first roundtable conference conducted in November 1930 in London on the head of Ramsay MacDonald, but no Congress people were in the first roundtable conference because all the Congress leaders were in the prison. Now, Gandhi-Irwin Pact. Lord Irwin held talks with Gandhi, which resulted in Gandhi-Irwin Pact on March 1931. The British agreed to demand of immediate release of all political prisoners, return of occupied land by the British, and lenient treatment of government employees who resigned. It also permitted the people of coastal villages to make salt for consumption and non-violent demonstration. The Congress agreed to suspend the civil disobedience movement and attend the conference. Gandhiji attended the second roundtable conference, which began on September 7, 1931. Gandhiji refused to accept the separate electorates for minorities. As a result, the second conference ended without any result. Renewal of civil disobedience movement. On returning to India, Gandhiji encouraged the civil disobedience movement. This time, the government was prepared to meet the resistance. Martial law was enforced and Gandhiji was arrested on 4th January 1932. So, Gandhiji encouraged the civil disobedience movement when he came from the London. But due to that, martial law was enforced. Gandhiji was arrested on 4th January 1932. Soon, all the Congress leaders were arrested too. Protested and demonstration by the people were suppressed with force. In the meantime, third roundtable conference was held from November 17 to December 24, 1932. The Congress did not participate in the conference as it had encouraged the civil disobedience movement. Communal Award and Pune Pact. On August 16, 1932, Ramsay MacDonald, former Prime Minister of Britain, announced the Communal Award. It provided separate electorates to the minorities like for Muslims, Sikhs, Indian Christians, Anglo-Indians and women and the depressed classes. B.R. Ambedkar, the leader of the depressed classes, strongly argued for the separate electorate, as it, according to him, would give them political representation and power. So B.R. Ambedkar raised his voice to support to the depressed classes. On 20th September 1932, Gandhiji went on a fast unto death against the separate electorates for the depressed classes. Madan Mohan Malaviya, Rajendra Prasad, and others held talks with Ambedkar and M.C. Raja, the leaders of the depressed classes. Here, B.R. Ambedkar wanted to get the separate seats for the depressed classes, but it was opposed by Gandhiji. After intense negotiations, an argument was arrived between Gandhiji and Ambedkar. It was known as the Pune Pact. Its main aims were the principles of separate electorates was abundant. Instead, the principles of joint electorate was accepted with the reservation of seats for the depressed classes. So here, the principles of separate electorates was abundant. Instead of that, the joint electorate was accepted and more reservation allotted for the depressed classes. Reserved seats for the depressed classes were increased from 71 to 148 seats. In the central legislature, 18% of the seats were reserved for the depressed classes. So it was accepted by Gandhiji and B.R. Ambedkar. Campaign against untouchability. Gandhiji devoted for few years towards abolition of untouchability with Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. He undertook an all India tour called Harijan Tour. He started the Harijan Sevak Sangh to work for the removal of discrimination among the Indians. He worked to promote education, cleanliness, and hygiene, and giving up the liquor among the depressed class. An important part of campaign was the temple entry movement on January 8, 1933. It was observed as Temple Entry Day. Beginning of socialist movement. Inspired by the Russian Revolution of 1917, the Communist Party of India was CPI. Communist Party of India, it means CPI, was founded at Tashkent, Uzbekistan in October 1920. M.N. Roy, Abani Mukherjee, and M.P.T. Acharya were some of its founding members. CPI was founded by M.N. Roy, Abani Mukherjee, and M.P.T. Acharya. The British government in India made vigorous efforts to suppress the communist movement. To eliminate the threat of communism, M.N. Roy, S.A. Danch, Muzaffar Ahmad, M. Singaravelar, among the leaders, were arrested in 1924 to suppress the CPI or Communist Party of India. Foundation of Communist Party. The communists used it as a platform to propagate their views and to expose the true color of British rule in India. So the communists wanted to propagate their ideas or views to expose through the parties about the true color of British rule in India. In an attempt to form a party, an All India Communist Conference was held at Kanpur in 1925. It led to the founding of the Communist Party of India in Indian soil. Revolutionary activities. The youths who were disappointed with the sudden withdrawal of the non-cooperation movement by Gandhiji took to violence. In 1924, Hindustan Republican Army, that is HRA, Hindustan Republican Army, was formed in Kanpur to overthrow the colonial rule by an armed rebellion. So the Hindustan Republican Army people were arrested. 4 of them were sentenced to death, while the others were sentenced to imprisonment. Bhagat Singh, Sukhdev, and other friends reorganized the HRA, that is Hindustan army was reorganized by Bhagat Singh, Sukhdev, and his friends and their friends in Punjab. Influenced by socialist ideas, they renamed it as Hindustan Socialistic Republican Association in 1928. Formerly, it was known as Hindustan Republican Army in 1924. In 1928, it was known as Hindustan Socialistic Republican Association. Sanders, a British police officer. Sanders, name of the British police officer responsible for the Lathi charge that led to Lala Lajpati Rai's death, was assassinated by the Sanders, the British officer. Then R.K. Dutt threw a smoke bomb inside the Central Legislative Assembly in 1929. In 1929, B.K. Dutt, not R.K. Dutt, B.K. Dutt threw a smoke bomb inside the Central Legislative Assembly. They shouted, that is Inqilab Jindabad, and long live the proletariat. Proletariat, it means like working class people. So the R.K. Dutt and the followers raised their voice, Inqilab Jindabad and long live of the proletariat or the working class. He, along with Rajguru, was arrested and sentenced to death. Bhagat Singh's daring and courage fired speech among the youth across India, and he became popular across India. So, through his speech, daring speech, he was popular. That is, Bhagat Singh was popular because of his daring speech with the youth Indians.